Imagine owning a brand new home with a car garage attached and spending less than you would on a used pickup truck. $35,000. That number sounds impossible in 2026, where the average new home in the United States costs over $400,000, and a basic studio apartment in most cities runs you more per month than most people earn in a week. But here is the thing, this is not clickbait, and I am not going to waste your time. There is a real product called a tiny home shell. Real companies are selling them with garages included at that price point. And by the end of this video, you are going to know exactly what you get, what it actually costs when everything is said and done, the brands that are doing it right, the ones you need to avoid, and one critical thing about this deal that almost nobody talks about until it is too late. Stay until the end, because the most important part of this story does not come until the final section. And if you skip it, this $35K dream can turn into a six-figure nightmare very fast. If you are new here, this channel is called Affordable Homes and Plans, and we cover real, honest breakdowns of budget housing options that actually exist. Hit subscribe and the bell notification right now so you never miss a video, because we drop new content every week on exactly these kinds of deals. Now let us get into it. What exactly is a tiny home shell with a garage? The first thing you need to understand before we talk price or brands is what a shell actually is, because this word gets misused constantly online and it causes people to make expensive mistakes. A tiny home shell is not a finished house. It is the bones and the skin of a house. When a company sells you a tiny home shell, they are typically selling you the structural frame, the roof system with shingles or metal roofing, the exterior wall sheathing, the windows, the exterior doors, and sometimes the siding. What they are not selling you is anything on the inside. No insulation, no drywall, no electrical wiring, no plumbing, no flooring, no kitchen, no bathroom, none of it. Think of it like buying a car with a working engine, 4 tires and a body, but with no seats, no steering wheel, no dashboard, and no fuel system. The shell gets you a weather-tight, structurally sound structure that you then have to finish yourself or hire trades to complete. Now here is where the garage component becomes incredibly important. A tiny home shell with a garage means you are getting a combined structure that serves two purposes at once. You have a living space, typically ranging from 400 to 700 square feet, and an attached or integrated 1-car or 2-car garage bay. This combination in a single shell kit is what makes the $35K price point possible, because steel-framed combo buildings are manufactured at scale by companies that have been selling agricultural and light commercial structures for decades and have simply pivoted to offer residential versions. The structures that fall into this category in 2026 are largely steel building kits, wood-framed prefab panel kits, and what the industry now calls barn-dominium starter shells. Each one has a different construction process, a different feel, and a different set of long-term implications. And here is what you need to keep in mind going into the next section. Not all of these shells are created equal, and the company you buy from will determine whether your project goes smoothly or goes sideways before you even break ground. The companies actually selling this product. In 2026, this is where we get specific, and I want to be upfront with you about something. There are a lot of websites out there showing beautiful renders of $35K homes with garages, taking your email address, and then either upselling you aggressively or disappearing. We do not recommend companies we cannot verify, so everything in this section is a real manufacturer with a real track record as of 2026. General Steel Buildings is one of the most well-established names in this space. They have been manufacturing steel building kits since 1995, and their combo packages that include a living quarters section and a garage bay can start in the $30,000 to $40,000 range for smaller footprints. Their Quonset and straight wall designs are popular for barn home hybrid builds, and they ship across the United States. Worldwide Steel Buildings is another credible option. Based in Missouri, they offer custom-engineered steel structures and have a dedicated residential line that includes combo living and garage packages. Their pricing is competitive in the $35K range for entry-level configurations, though your final quote depends heavily on your location, span, and any custom features you add. DC Structures, based in Oregon, offers timber frame shell packages and barn home kits that can include garage bays. Their price points start higher than steel, typically in the $50K to $80K range for shell-only packages, but they are worth mentioning because their quality is significantly above what you get with budget steel kits. Curveco Steel Structures offers what they call their ranch house combo buildings, which pair a living section with a garage or workshop. Entry-level packages have come in under $40,000, depending on size and configuration, and they are known for competitive lead times. For those looking at wood frame prefab panels, companies like Jamaica Cottage Shop and Allwood offer cabin-style kits that can be configured with a garage addition, though in most cases, you are looking at separate add-on costs that bring the total closer to $40,000 to $50,000 once the garage structure is included. Now here is the part of this section that most buyers skip, and it is the part that determines whether your project succeeds. Buying the shell is only the beginning, and what happens after delivery is where the real cost story begins. What your $35,000 actually buys you, let us break down what a real $35,000 shell kit typically includes so you have a clear, honest picture going into any conversation with a manufacturer. At this price point for a combo tiny home and garage structure, you are generally looking at a footprint somewhere between 800 and 1,200 total square feet. That might be a 500 square foot living area combined with a 400 square foot single-car garage, or a slightly larger configuration depending on the manufacturer. The kit will typically include engineered steel framing or prefab wood wall panels, a roof system with either standing seam metal or architectural shingles, pre-hung exterior doors for both the living section and the garage bay, windows sized and positioned according to the standard floor plan, and the hardware and fasteners needed for assembly. What the $35,000 does not cover, and this is critical, is your land. It does not cover your foundation, which for a structure this size will run anywhere from $8,000 to $20,000, depending on whether you pour a slab, build a perimeter foundation, or use piers. It does not cover site preparation, delivery, or the crane or equipment needed to unload the kit. It does not cover permits, which vary wildly by county and state, but can run from $500 to $5,000 or more. And it does not cover any of the interior finishing costs. The interior of even a 500 square foot living space, when finished to a livable standard with insulation, drywall, electrical, plumbing, flooring, a bathroom, and a small kitchen, will cost between $20,000 and $60,000, depending on whether you do any of the work yourself, your location, and the quality of finishes you choose. So the honest all-in cost of a $35,000 tiny home shell with a garage, once it is actually a place you can live, is more realistically in the $80,000 to $120,000 range when everything is accounted for. That is still an extraordinary value compared to the conventional housing market in 2026. But knowing this going in is what separates people who pull this off successfully from people who run out of money mid-project. And speaking of running out of money, the next section covers the hidden costs that even experienced builders get caught off guard by. The hidden costs that can break your budget. This section is the one that separates a smooth build from a financial disaster, and it is the reason I told you at the beginning to stay until the end. These are the costs that do not show up in any manufacturer's quote and are rarely discussed in the YouTube videos that show you beautiful finished builds with cheerful background music. The first hidden cost is shipping and delivery. Steel building kits are heavy, and they come on flatbed trucks. Depending on your distance from the manufacturer and the size of the kit, freight alone can cost between $1,500 and $6,000. Some manufacturers quote freight separately after you place your order, which is why you always ask for an all-in freight estimate before you commit. The second hidden cost is site access. If your land does not have a paved or compacted road capable of supporting a loaded flatbed truck, you need to build one, or at minimum have the ground graded and compacted before delivery. This can cost anywhere from $1,000 to $10,000, depending on your terrain. The third hidden cost is the utility connection. Connecting a new structure to municipal water and sewer lines involves permit fees, tap-in fees, and trenching costs that vary dramatically by municipality. In some areas, the tap-in fee alone exceeds $10,000. If you are going off-grid with a well and septic system, factor in $8,000 to $25,000 for those systems depending on your soil composition and local regulations. The fourth hidden cost is building code compliance. In 2026, more counties across the United States have updated their residential building codes to align with the 2021 International Residential Code, and some states are already in the process of adopting the 2024 IRC updates. A steel combo building sold as a kit does not automatically meet residential building codes. You may need to add engineered insulation systems, fire-rated materials, egress windows, smoke and carbon monoxide detection systems, and HVAC that meets current efficiency standards before your structure can be permitted and occupied as a dwelling. The fifth and most underestimated hidden cost is your own time. Owner-builders who take on significant portions of the interior, finishing themselves save tens of thousands of dollars, but spend hundreds of hours doing it. If you have a full-time job, this means your build timeline extends from months to years. That matters because you are either paying rent somewhere else while you build, or you are living without a finished home. None of this is meant to discourage you. The math still works even with all of these costs added in. But here is the thing that makes the difference between the people who end up with a finished home and the people who end up with an unfinished shell sitting on a lot. Who this actually works for and who it does not. This section is where we get genuinely honest, because not everyone who is attracted to the 35K shell concept is the right candidate for this kind of project. And knowing whether you are in the right category before you spend money is the most valuable thing this video can give you. This path works extremely well for people who already own land or have access to land with low or no cost. If you are buying land at market rate in most parts of the United States in 2026, even rural land, you are adding $30,000 to $150,000 to your project cost before the shell even arrives. People who inherit property, buy into rural communities with lower land costs, or already own a lot are the ones for whom the math is most compelling. This path also works well for people who have construction skills or a network of trade connections. If you can do your own framing, insulation, drywall, painting, or flooring, you are cutting your interior finishing costs dramatically. If you know licensed electricians and plumbers who can give you friend pricing, that matters. If you have to hire all of these trades at full market rate in a labor market that remains tight in 2026, your interior finishing budget will land at the higher end of the range. This path works well for people in rural counties with lighter regulatory environments. Urban and suburban counties increasingly require full permit compliance, inspections at multiple stages, and in some cases, mandatory contractor licensing for work that rural counties allow owner-builders to do themselves. Knowing your county's requirements before you buy is non-negotiable. This path is harder for people who need a finished, move-in ready home quickly. Shell builds take time. And if you are working toward a deadline, the timeline uncertainty of a self-managed build can be stressful and expensive. And here is the section of this video that I want you to carry with you when you start talking to manufacturers. How to buy a tiny home shell the right way in 2026. There is a right process for going into this purchase and a wrong one. The wrong one is clicking on an ad, falling in love with a floor plan, putting a deposit down, and figuring out the rest afterward. The right one takes more time up front and saves you money, stress, and regret on the back end. Step 1 is to confirm your land situation before anything else. If you do not have land, research land costs in the counties you are considering. Look at rural county land listings and compare 1-acre to 5-acre parcels. Look at the county zoning maps to confirm that the land allows for residential construction. Some rural parcels are zoned agricultural only, and placing a dwelling on them requires a variance or a rezoning process that can take months. Step 2 is to call your county building department before you contact any manufacturer. Ask them what is required to permit a residential shell kit as a permanent dwelling. Ask about setback requirements, minimum square footage rules, and whether the county has any restrictions on non-site built structures. Some counties still have manufactured home restrictions that technically apply to modular or kit builds depending on how they are constructed. Step 3 is to get quotes from at least 3 manufacturers. Do not settle for a price on a website. Call and speak to a sales representative. Ask for a full itemized quote that includes the building package, engineering drawings if required in your county, freight to your zip code, and any options or upgrades you are considering. Compare these quotes line by line, not just the total. Step 4 is to ask every manufacturer the same 2 questions. First, are your buildings engineered to meet residential building codes in my state? Second, do you provide the engineer-stamped drawings that my county will require for permitting? The answers to these 2 questions will tell you immediately whether you are dealing with a legitimate residential product or an agricultural-grade structure that will cost you more money to bring up to code than you saved by buying it. Step 5 is to build your all-in budget before you commit. Take your shell price, add your freight estimate, your foundation cost, your site prep estimate, your utility connection budget, your permit fees, and your interior finishing budget based on how much work you can do yourself. Add a 15% contingency to that total number. If the result still makes financial sense for your situation, you are ready to move forward. If it does not, this is the moment to know that rather than after your deposit is non-refundable. The $35,000 tiny home shell with a car garage is one of the most legitimate affordable housing opportunities available in 2026 for the right buyer in the right situation. Steel building manufacturers have been refining these kits for decades, and the product quality at this price point is genuinely strong. The companies that have been in this business long enough to earn a real reputation are building structures that last for 50 years or more. But the people who walk away from this experience feeling like they got a deal are the ones who went in with honest expectations, built a real budget, chose their location carefully, and did not rush the process. The people who feel burned are the ones who saw a $35K price tag and assumed it meant a finished, move-in ready home. Now you know the difference, and that is exactly the kind of information this channel exists to give you. If this video helped you, please give it a like, because it tells YouTube to show this content to more people who need it. Subscribe if you are not already on the channel, and drop your questions or your own shell build experience in the comments section below, because this community is one of the best sources of real-world knowledge on budget builds that exists anywhere online. We will see you in the next one.